You remember the laugh track, the catchphrases? Yabba Dabba Doo? The 1960s hit The Flintstones is packaged as a lighthearted Stone Age sitcom, a prehistoric version of the American dream. But what if I told you creators, William Hanna and Joseph Barbera, weren't making a comedy? They were broadcasting a prophetic warning about late-stage capitalism, disguised as a cartoon. This show isn't about a simpler time. It's a brutal autopsy of consumer culture, alienated labor, and the nuclear family as an economic trap. Beneath the puns and pet dinosaurs lies a chillingly accurate blueprint for our own 21st century despair. Bedrock isn't a town. It's a company town for a civilization that hasn't been invented yet. The Stone Age was just a mask. Let's begin. Secret number 10. Bedrock isn't a town. It's a company town. Bedrock isn't a community. It's a single industry settlement built around the quarry. Every resident's life, from their job to their home to their leisure, is tied to the monolithic, off-screen, slate, rock, and gravel company. There are no other visible industries, no farms, no alternative economies. The houses are identical stone cubes, prefab worker housing. This isn't a chosen lifestyle, it's a closed economic system. Fred isn't just a cranky employee, he's a company man in a world with no other options. Bedrock represents the ultimate capitalist fantasy, a captive consumer base living right above the means of production, their entire existence designed to feed the machine that exploits them. Secret number 9. Fred Flintstone isn't a lovable grump. He's a working-class punching bag. Fred's constant anger isn't a sitcom trope. It's the externalized stress of systemic oppression. His shouting at inanimate objects, his scheming to get out of work, his desperation for a raise or promotion, these aren't jokes. They're the behaviors of a man experiencing learned helplessness within a rigid class structure. His friendship with his boss, Mr. Slate, isn't genuine. It's a survival strategy in a nepotistic hierarchy. Fred's famous exclamation, "Yabba Dabba Doo," isn't an expression of joy. Listen to its cadence. It's a battle cry of forced enthusiasm, a man convincing himself he's happy while his soul is crushed by the daily grind. He is the archetype of the alienated laborer, whose only power is his volume. Secret number 8. Wilma and Betty aren't housewives. They are unpaid domestic managers. Wilma's perfect home, her patient smile, her management of Fred's tantrums. This isn't domestic bliss. It's uncompensated emotional and physical labor. The show presents a world where women run flawless households without appliances, using only brute prehistoric force, a pterodactyl vacuum cleaner, a mammoth-powered dishwasher. This is not a celebration of their capability. It's a satire of the impossible expectations placed on the 1950s housewife. Their shopping trips, their gossip, their women's club meetings, these aren't leisurely pursuits. They are the only sanctioned outlets in a life of constant, unvalued service. They are the glue holding Bedrock's fragile masculinity together, and they are paid in imaginary love. Secret number 7. The technology isn't clever, it's a nightmare of consumption. The show's central gag, dinosaurs and animals as machines, isn't whimsical. It's a horror of inefficient, suffering-based technology. The screaming pelican garbage disposal, the exhausted elephant shower, the treadmill powered by a hamster-like dinosaur. This isn't innovation. It's slavery with a laugh track. Every convenience requires the perpetual, visible suffering of another creature, making the cost of comfort explicit and grotesque. This is the show's most brilliant and damning metaphor. Our entire consumer economy is built on the hidden suffering of others, whether in sweatshops, mines, or polluted environments. In Bedrock, the suffering isn't hidden. It's the family pet. Secret number 6. The modern Stone Age family is a marketing slogan, not reality. The iconic theme song lyric is a lie. There is nothing modern about their lives. They are trapped in a perpetual cycle of work, debt, and keeping up appearances. Their luxuries, a second car, a vacation, membership at the Water Buffalo Lodge, are not signs of prosperity. They are mechanisms of debt peonage that further chain them to their jobs. The constant one-upmanship with the neighbors, the rubbles, isn't friendly rivalry. It's manufactured social competition designed to drive consumption. The nuclear family here isn't a natural unit. It's the ideal consumer cell, self-contained, aspirational, and perpetually insecure. Secret number 5. Barney Rubble isn't a sidekick. He's the docile worker, ideal. Barney's easygoing nature isn't just a personality contrast to Fred. He represents the perfectly pacified proletariat. He is content with his lot, never questions authority, finds joy in simple things, and faithfully follows Fred's often disastrous leads. He is what the system wants Fred to be: compliant, unambitious, and easily pleased. His happiness is a threat to Fred's simmering rebellion, a constant reminder that dissatisfaction is a personal failure, not a systemic condition. Barney and Betty's childlessness, until Bam Bam, is also telling. They are the unburdened, lower-maintenance model of the worker-consumer unit. Secret number 4. Mr. Slate isn't a boss. He is capital personified. Mr. Slate isn't a character. He's a function. He has no first name, no home life, no existence outside the quarry. He exists only to demand more work, deny raises, and represent the impersonal, unfeeling force of capital. His occasional social interactions with Fred are not friendship. They are performative benevolence designed to extract more loyalty and productivity. He is the face of the paternalistic corporation that pretends to care while systematically grinding down its human resources. His catchphrase, Flintstone, bellowed from off-screen, is the sound of inescapable economic authority. Secret number 3. The lodge and social clubs are mechanisms of control. The Loyal Order of Water Buffaloes isn't a fun fraternity. It's a simulated community that replaces class solidarity with empty ritual. The elaborate costumes, silly titles, and secret handshakes provide a sense of belonging and status that the workplace denies. This is a classic tool of control. Give the workers a theater of power to distract them from their actual powerlessness. Fred's desperate desire to be Grand Poobah isn't about leadership. It's about craving any form of respect in a world that grants him none. The lodge is the opiate of the quarrymen. Secret number 2. The laugh track is the sound of mandatory joy. The perpetual, raucous laugh track is the most sinister character in Bedrock. It doesn't respond to jokes. It dictates emotion. It tells you when Fred's suffering is funny, when Wilma's exhaustion is charming, when systemic frustration is a punchline. It is the audio conditioning of the audience, training them to find humor in their own exploitation. In a world where dissatisfaction is the logical response, the laugh track is the enforcer of positivity, the canned sound of a society that has agreed to laugh at its own cage. Secret number 1. The Stone Age is the ultimate distraction, the greatest trick. The Flintstones ever pulled was convincing you it was about the past. The stone cars, the leopard skins, the brontosaurus cranes. They are a fantastical filter. They let 1960s America examine its own anxieties about consumerism, work, and social status from a safe, ridiculous distance. But strip away the prehistoric veneer, and you have a perfect depiction of suburban, mid-century capitalist alienation. The show isn't a historical fantasy. It's a funhouse mirror held up to the audience, showing them the absurdity and quiet horror of their own lives, but making it palatable by dressing it in furs and calling it the Stone Age. It makes the normal seem bizarre, so the bizarre can seem normal. So what were we really watching? A funny cartoon about cave people? Or a primitive scream from the heart of the American dream, cleverly disguised as family entertainment? The Flintstones didn't predict the future with jetpacks and video phones. It predicted our spiritual exhaustion, our debt traps, our performative happiness, and our desperate laugh track-filled search for meaning in a world made of gravel. Was The Flintstones a harmless sitcom, or the most subversive critique of capitalism ever to air in prime time? Are we the modern Stone Age family, running on a treadmill powered by our own exhaustion, laughing because the alternative is too terrible to consider? Let us know in the comments. The archives are always open. Don't forget to subscribe. And remember, sometimes the most revealing dystopia isn't set in the future. It's the one we're already living in, if we'd only stop laughing long enough to look.